Let me say this. The reason why I'm making this video, because I'm very concerned about people. I'm very concerned about when a person die, where are they going to spend eternity? I believe in hell. I believe in heaven. I believe, my friend, it's not according to lip service, it's about life service. So if you are a Christian, you're not Christian because you go to church. You are Christian because you believe in Jesus Christ and you do everything but the biblical way. Not man's way, but the biblical way. So my sermon today is Matthew, the 21st chapter, verse number 13. And it read, and said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves and of robbers and pimping God. What I say? And said unto them, it is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. My subject today is why we're not having church anymore. Yes, why we're not having church anymore. 10 reasons why we're not having church anymore. And listen, my friend, I'm not making these things up. These are factual evidence why we're not having church anymore. Number one, it's a business opportunity since Corona have hit the main ingredients to kill and to make us sick. Number two, it become a dance studio where people go to exercise bodily and go home the same. Three, it become a social gathering to catch men and women even though you are married. Number four, it's going to the auction bidding for how much you want to be blessed by planting seed called money. So they stand in line sowing, and the preacher will say, give me your money. Number five, it become a fashion show wearing $1,000 money suit and $1,000 alligator shoes and expensive dresses. They don't see the Bible forbidding wearing expensive dresses because Solomon said it was not a rare like none of these. It's like a Sunday soap opera. The pastor sleeping with the sheep and his wife doesn't even care, knowing because the mister drives a Mercedes or Benz to be quiet or live in a mansion on a hill. 7. T.D. Jakes say Jesus is a product. Look at the cars in the garage or the mansion they live in. They make men for lying to the sheep because they are hireling and not a good shepherd. Read John the 10th chapter. You see the difference between a hireling and a good shepherd. A hireling, he's a paid preacher, and a good shepherd is not paid by the sheep. Hey, glory to God. Number 8, it's like a courthouse. We sit and watch the pastor judge people. And we have witnesses, which are witches, performers with hoax and fake miracles with Mike in the audience. Number 9, what happened to a saving station when you come in crooked and remain the same as leave the building? They were entertained rather than receiving salvation. The pastor are snakes and poison in the belief. Do I say? What happened to the saving station when you come in crooked and remain the same? Leaving the building, they were entertained rather than receiving salvation. The pastor are like snake poisoning the believers. Why are we not having churches anymore? Why are we not having church anymore? Number 10, it's like these pastors pimping the church. They're like the pimps and the players and the prostitutes, and the members are the whore giving money to their pimps. Let me read again, my friend. Let me say it again slowly so you can understand why we're not having churches anymore. Why? Because it's like a pastor pimping, prostituting, and playing the church. They are pimps, and the members are whore giving money to their pimps for Mercedes and Lexus and Tesla and living in a big mansion with jets at the airports. I'm talking about why we're not having church anymore, because my friend, we think the church is a building and the church is a body. The Bible says present yourself as a living sacrifice, holy, accepted of God, which is a reasonable service, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. God ain't coming for brick and mortar. Well, I say God is not coming back for brick and mortar. What he coming for, preacher? He coming back for a body. Hey, glory to God, that is holy. What? He coming back for a body which is holy. When Jesus, my friend, was sitting, glory to God, together, and the disciples asked him, they say, hallelujah, listen, my friend, listen. And Jesus went out. This is Matthew 24th chapter, verse number 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple. And the disciples came to him for to show him the building of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another, and shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be a sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Listen to what Jesus Christ told him, and Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, including women. For many shall come in my name, saying, I'm Christ, and shall deceive many. Let me read it again, because I want you to understand, my friend. The reason why we're not having church anymore, because many shall come in my name, saying, I'm Christ, and shall deceive many. Are you deceived? Remember, the church is our body. It's not a building. It's not a building. There's nowhere in the New Testament that a church was built. Hey, glory to God. I say, they know where in the New Testament that a church was built. They went to homes and preached the gospel. They went there and built no big church Ephesus, my friend, to take people money to pimp the community. My friend, you talk about people are pimping the believer. And if you are being pimped, my friend, you're not reading your Bible. It's time for us to wake up and realize these are pimps, these are prostitutes, and these are players in the pulpit. The 4 P's, my friend. They are pimp, they are prostitute, they are players behind the pulpit. Why are we not having church anymore?